fake news, increased polarization, extremism. These are just a few things that social media spreads. What do all these things have in common? They threaten democracy.
The average daily social media usage for adults worldwide is 136 minutes. That whole time, those individuals are being bombarded with political ads, clickbait, and much more.
Unfortunately, the problem with the spread of information over social media is that there's nobody to fact check.
A December 2016 survey by the Pew Research Center suggests that 23% of U.S. adults have shared fake news knowingly or unknowingly with friends and others.
That's 57,366,977 American citizens spreading false information. What is the biggest threat to democracy? Uneducated participation.
Ways to combat this: use multiple sources to get your facts. Realize where the information is coming from. Is this a random tweet or the New York Times? Does this headliner seem realistic?
Overall, just use your best judgment and don't believe everything you read. Fake news is bad news. Get educated. Think critically. Be informed.
You're stupid, you're racist, you're ugly. These are classic examples of social media trolling. A troll's mission is to instigate and taunt others, tackling individuals' political, social, or personal views. Every day, more than 3 billion people use social media to connect with others and stay up to date with current events going around the globe. If you're regularly active on any form of social media, you have probably been exposed to the actions of trolling, or at least witnessed trolling during your time online.
So why do people do this? Trolls get a sense of power from harassing as they remain anonymous behind their screens, escaping consequences. Trolls often feel lonely, isolated, or depressed. Provoking others may give them the attention they desperately seek. Now, how do we handle trolls? It's simple. Just ignore the bully and do not engage. Replying to the tyrant will only allow them to see that they have gotten under your skin. Stay calm and don't let their words affect you. Be the change and help make social media a fun and safe place that everyone can enjoy interacting with one another.
Have you ever tried doing your schoolwork, but just couldn't put your phone down?
The use of social media among teens creates a distraction from the priorities of a student.
An average screen time for a high school student is over 20 hours in a school week. This adds up to over 4 hours a day.
On average, 18 of those 20 hours of screen time are spent on social media, which interferes with the time that should be set aside for schoolwork.
A typical school night for a high school student consists of 3.5 hours worth of assignments, which could be increased because an average student checks his phone every 12 minutes.
A solution to this problem could be setting a screen time limit, so you can balance your time for other obligations. In addition, you can set your phone in another room or silent to enhance the concentrations for schoolwork.
Try setting a screen time limit on your social media and see if it helps with school.
Have you ever realized how many times you're on your phone in a public setting? Kids spend most of their times on an electronic instead of interacting with others socially.
Being on a screen for more than 10 hours a day can decrease your ability to hold a one-on-one conversation, with the average person spending 5 hours a day on a cell phone and 4.5 hours on TV.
People are shying away from talking to other people, and result of this, hours are increased on electronics rather than socializing with others.
We challenge you to use less screen time and to try to hold a face-to-face conversation.
Have you ever experienced sleep deprivation to the point where you're falling asleep in class? Is your neck and back pain so unbearable that you have to see your doctor? These could be caused by the overuse of technology and can have lasting impacts on your overall health, causing sleep deprivation, chronic neck and back pain, and obesity. Using electronic devices can be psychologically stimulating in ways that can adversely affect your sleep. 87% of students in the U.S. are said to be chronically sleep deprived. The more you use your device in the evening, the harder it is to fall asleep and stay asleep.
Because more people are addicted to their phones, text neck is becoming more common when you are always hunched over looking at your phone. For every inch your head is dropped, it alters the natural curvature of your spine, which can add up to 60 additional pounds of force on your neck. 20% of kids ages 13 to 20 are obese. Devices such as cell phones, laptops, and TVs have made kids sluggish. It is more common for kids to prefer sitting back and playing their favorite video game or watching a movie rather than being active outside. Limit your screen time, stay active, value your health.
When was the last time you went a full day from wake to sleep without checking social media? If sites like Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram disappeared tomorrow, would you feel empty and depressed? If you answered yes to any of these, you may suffer from internet and social media addiction.
Although social media and the internet is a part of our everyday lives and help us in many ways, it can also have negative effects towards the physical and mental health that can lead to internet addiction.
Internet addiction is a mental condition characterized by excessive use of the internet. When someone is constantly online, they may be described as an addict. It's important to realize how much time we spend on the internet, because if we let the internet take over our lives, it will continue to negatively impact us mentally and physically.
If you are suffering from internet addiction, there are ways to overcome the problem. For example, limit your time online, make friends in person, stay close to your family, follow a routine, and seek help. Stop now, stay in the present, seek help, and overcome the addiction.
It's estimated that identity theft happens every 2 seconds.
Identity theft also targets children. A child whose identity is stolen may be victimized for years before it's detected, because they are less likely to have their credit checked until they're old enough to apply for a job or credit card. Roughly 1 in 15 people experience identity theft. With the right tools, identity thieves can monitor what you do on public Wi-Fi, even if it's password protected. They can capture your credentials as you log into bank and credit card accounts.
Don't reply or click on any links in suspicious emails, texts, and social media messages. Some good prevention tactics include changing passwords regularly, being cautious when putting personal info on social media, and checking your bank and credit card frequently. To conclude, change your passwords often and be careful when sharing your personal info.
Do you feel like social media shares too much of your personal information with the public, or even invades your privacy? Anyone can know your birthday, email address, location, job, and more. Social media apps allow easy access to everyone's personal information. According to a 2014 survey by FactTank, 91% of Americans agree or strongly agree that people have lost control over how their personal information is collected and used by all kinds of entities.
Even advertisers know shocking information about us. They track people's activities online, harvest personal data and conversations from social media, job websites, and online forums. Advertisers learn this information about us from cookies.
Cookies record information such as how you use social media, what you like or don't like, who you follow, what you post, the conversations you have, and how long you stay on a certain post. Then the forums you use will save and sell this data to advertisers who will target you and send ads. Be smart about the information you share on social media. It can and will affect your entire online experience.
With all the social media and internet connection we have, what are the limits to what we can buy online? Annually, more than 40,000 guns are sold discreetly through private sellers and buyers online through website marketplaces and social media platforms. Despite the fact that some of the guns are sold to hunters, collectors, and individuals who will use the firearms for good, 60% of guns found at crime scenes were purchased illegally. The distribution of firearms has become as easy as a press of a button, resulting in the pain and suffering of the United States as a whole. In December 2014, a felon purchased a pistol through Facebook and used it to execute 4 innocent people in West Virginia. Despite the government's recent interest in the online transactions, they still cannot bar business between these private sellers and buyers. Social media platforms to promote and support civilian safety need to act on and eliminate these illegal transactions from occurring. Enforcing background checks on each buyer and seller is key resolution to narrowing down these numbers of unlicensed firearms. By contacting your local state and national representative, we will be able to put a stop to this issue and protect our community safety for now and in the future.
A troll is someone on the internet starting arguments or upsetting people by posting inflammatory or off-topic messages in an online community. In a survey of over 3,000 Americans, 47% reported experiencing some sort of online harassment or abuse. Over half of that linked to social media sites and apps.
A third of millennial Americans have trolled someone online, and to make it even more depressing, 8% of adults and 12% of 18 to 29-year-olds say they have been very anxious after witnessing harassment of others online.
Don't let them get in your head. That's what they want.
About 421,000 people are injured that involve the driver being distracted in some way. Nearly 390,000 injuries occur each year from accidents caused by texting while driving. 1 out of every 4 car accidents in the United States is caused by texting and driving.
3 types of driving distractions. Visual, a distraction that diverts your eyes from the road. Manual, something that causes you to take your hands off the wheel. Cognitive, anything that takes your mental focus off the road. Texting while driving causes 5 times as many accidents than drunk driving.
Cell phone distraction rates are alarmingly high. We hope with a little information you'll make the right decision when you're on the road. Stay off your phone.
Did you know more than 1 in 3 young people have experienced cyber threats online?
23% of students reported that they've said or done something mean or cruel to another person online. 27% reported that they've experienced the same from someone else. Cyberbullying is the use of technology to harass, threaten, embarrass, or target another person.
Cyberbullying can take place through text messaging, online social media, or multiplayer online games.
92% of cyberbullying attacks are held through chatting or commenting on social media websites.
Signs that cyberbullying is occurring are noticeable increase or decrease in technology use.
A child exhibits emotional responses, laughter, anger, upset, to what is happening to them on the device. A child starts to avoid social situations, even those that they used to enjoy.
Cyberbullying can lead to depression, anxiety.
A victim of cyberbullying are more likely to self-harm.
Ways to stop are
Don't respond or retaliate. Tell the person to stop. Tell a trusted adult.
More than 50,000 child predators are online at any given moment, with 1 of 33 youth receiving an aggressive sexual solicitation.
The generations to come need to know how to keep themselves and their information safe.
Different prevention methods can include keeping screen names anonymous, setting firm boundaries, and not letting people cross them.
Don't talk to people who want to get personal or seem too nice, and never give out your information or make plans to meet in real life.
From kids in grade 4 to 8, 40% reported they connected with or chatted online with a stranger. 15% of those 40 tried to meet with a stranger.
11% met a stranger at home or public place, and 6% revealed their home address to the stranger.
As the internet grows, so does the threat of child predators.
People aren't always who they say they are.
And remember to stay safe.
Tell a parent.
And don't become a statistic.
Did you know one study found social media can be more addictive than e-cigarettes and alcohol for some people? The lives of teens today heavily revolve around social media. For some, it has become an addiction.
Social issues are arising from the use of technology in all areas of our lives, but especially dangerous for teens. More than 57% said social media distracts them from their homework.
The use of social media is linked to increased anxiety and depression. It has also caused a decrease in social skills.
54% of teens admit that they ignore people they are with to pay attention to social media. While this is a problem for many, there are still ways to prevent it.
Decrease your time you spend on social media by setting limits on apps. Be aware of the time you spend in the digital world versus the real world.
Be present.